Hey, what's up, everybody? So before I get into part three, which I didn't even know I was going to make part three, but I have a question. Is Game of Thrones really that good? Is it worth watching? Because I now have HBO because I want to watch Westworld. Everyone has told me to watch Game of Thrones. Let me know what you think. Like, should I check this show out? I don't know. Maybe. I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not a huge TV person. But anyways, all right. I want to get back into the are we robots? Or how do we know we're not robots? And who is a robot? Who out there is a robot? How many are there in comparison with how many active players we have in this world or in this realm or in this game? And I also want to throw something out there. Not everything I'm saying it as if it is fact, as if it is unchangeable, undeniable. I'm saying it like, what an interesting idea, and what if? And if so, then what does it mean? So, transhumanism. All right. That word might send shivers up some of you guys' spines, like, ew, oh man, transhumanism. I want to ask an honest question. I mean, how bad is it really? I'm not condoning it. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. But I want to look at it. It seems to me like this agenda with, I don't know if it's an agenda, but where we're headed to as far as combining technology with our, I don't know what you want to call it, or organic. I mean, this body to me is technology. I mean, it's extremely advanced technology. And I mean, whoever designed our robot bodies, our avatars, these vessels for us to move around and use and do whatever we want with, whoever designed them, it seems to me designed them to look this way, to be this way, to act this way for, I would suppose, for a purpose. Some people say on purpose. I say for a purpose or towards a purpose. I mean, a lot of people look at the human body and they are like, oh, like I said in my last video, like, oh, it's the vessel of God, it's the holy temple, it's this and that. Yes, I agree with that. But it's far from perfect, isn't it? I mean, there's so many problems with the human body. I mean, having to go to the bathroom is number one on my list as like problems like to fix. Like, hey, can we like get rid of that in the next one? There's so many problems. I'm not going to list them all. But perhaps we have these problems for a purpose. Perhaps there's a reason that we have these problems. Perhaps there's a reason that the bodies are not perfect, that they break down, or that they require maintenance. Interesting. Now, it seems to me like this, if transhumanism is a goal, if there's somebody behind it and they want us to, to push humanity towards becoming like a hive mind or one with robots or emotionless or what have you, like basically becoming more of a computer than a human. It seems to me that the goal there, at least on the surface, is to attain some sort of preconceived idea of perfection. Now, in the concept of us being here and experiencing various characters, various situations, and the imperfections that we've already chosen beforehand, it seems to be this goal of reaching perfection or constantly perfecting the human body to make it have superpowers and super eyesight and live longer and this and that. Although I don't think those things are wrong, per se. Some of them sound kind of cool. But it sounds counterproductive. It sounds redundant. It sounds redundant because if inside here, if the driver of this robot, of this body, we'll call it a body, all right, or whatever, the driver of this robot is already perfect, is a soul that's working on physical experiences as a conduit to work on perfecting my spirit, then how important is it to perfect the body or to make life so much easier for me? Wouldn't that kind of take away and slow me down spiritually? I mean, wouldn't that slow down my spiritual progress if we chose to come here? If I was scrolling through my little heavenly tablet and I'm okay, I want that body. Yes, I'm going to do that body because I want to have this experience, or maybe it's more futuristic. I want to have this experience. I want to run into these people, and I want to have these problems and issues to work out. And my goal here is to work on that, and I'll have some of these talents. You know what I mean? If these are all things that we've chosen beforehand, then it seems counterproductive to me that we would go and perfect anything. Now, don't get me wrong. I think maintenance is great. Brushing your teeth, blowing your nose, and we tend to have ego. We tend to take pride in the things that we own. I mean, what more do you own than your own vessel, right? And so you see a lot of people adjusting their vessel, giving it upgrades, making it look nice, keeping it clean, or some people don't keep it clean. Ha! But hey, whatever. Now, me personally, I'll tell you from my own personal experience. Like, I've never pierced my ears. Never. I've never been a fan of jewelry. I could care less about an earring or a necklace or a watch or whatever. That's never appealed to me. I have not cared at all about those things. To me, they're a waste of my money and time and energy, and I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I don't think they look more prestigious. I don't think they make me feel better at all. That's just me personally, you know what I mean? My point with telling you that is that there was a time in my life when, well, okay, from a young age, I was always concerned about my hair. Like, if you've ever seen a picture of me when I was a kid, I had like a bowl cut. All right, my haircut was like that. That was my haircut. I had no style to it. All my friends at school had cool hairstyles and this and that. I come to school, boom, 70s, like straight out of the 70s. And I hated it. I even had a mullet. Can you believe that? I had a mullet at one point in time. I didn't even know it was called a mullet when I had it. I was like 12 or something, 10 or something like that. Anyways, that was something that, as far as my vessel goes, like, I was concerned about. Like, one, I didn't want to get made fun of. Two, it was an ego thing. And it's still an ego thing today. Like, if you see me in my videos wearing my hat, it's probably because I'm having a bad hair day, okay? Like, believe it or not, but the old hairline is not as full and thick as it used to be. So yes, my ego gets in the way sometimes, and my pride, and stuff like that. Oh, 1 second, I gotta check something. Be right back. Okay, you would not believe it, but I'm actually cooking right now. It's just a pizza. So. Anyways, all right, what was I talking about? Oh man, upgrades. Upgrades to the body, right? Well, anyways, long story short, I frosted my tips. It was the 90s, like I wanted to have cool hair. I started my little hairstyle where I spike it in the front, which used to be a thing. It's probably not anymore, and now I look old doing it. But anyways, every once in a while, my beard. Like you'll notice in my videos, sometimes I'm clean shaven, sometimes I'm scruffy, whatever. Sometimes like right now, like this is pretty grown. And I feel like probably the older I get, the longer I'll let it grow from time to time because it kind of resonates with me. But it did not resonate with me when I was younger. I mean, when you're in the Marine Corps, you're clean shaven no matter what. And not a lot of girls were into it, but some are. I don't know. Anyways, it's a whole another story. Um, so yeah, sometimes I'll shave to feel fresh and clean and whatever. I've never had any tattoos. You know what I mean? Wow, I am white. Look at that skin. Uh, that looks way whiter on camera than it does in real life. Okay, but anyways, all right. I've never had any tattoos, and I'm not for or against tattoos. I've been close, but I just never felt I've always felt comfortable like in this body, the way that I am, au natural, um, what have you. So, but I did frost my tips because I wanted to upgrade. I wanted to upgrade my hair. I wanted to make it look more appealing or attractive or whatever it was. So, some people do that. You know, if you're some people get new teeth. If you have teeth that fell out, you can get a replacement tooth. You know, it's like taking your car to the shop. Um, some people want to draw. I'm not pulling my sleeve up again. Some people want to draw on their body to decorate it. Awesome, great. It's your car, it's your vessel. Decorate it however you like. Um, and then, I mean, the question is, where do people stop? I mean, that's really the question, right? I mean, where is there a line that's to be drawn? I wouldn't say so. I wouldn't think that there's a line. I mean, you could really do whatever you want with your body. I mean, transhumanism is going to a place where people are going to have the option to be part animal in the future if you want, or half robot or whatever. But to me, it seems like the goal is to like not to like give yourself add-ons, but to basically perfect yourself. And here's the deal. You're already perfect. You are. You're already perfect. I'm talking about you inside. You're already perfect. Like now your soul, even that soul, um is tricked into thinking that it's not entirely perfect, and that's why we're going through this game of life, and that's why we go through progression of learning and advancing spiritually. Yeah, at least that's one concept. But let me see what my notes say here. Oh, okay. So I mean, some of us may have chosen these vessels. I like to think that. I like to think that, even some people will say, well, what about like a handicapped person or somebody that's, can't use their arms or I don't know. People born with horrible situations or something like that. Now, there may be a side story there. There may be exceptions. There may be accidents. I don't know. But I do have a feeling that many of us actually have chosen the make and model of what we have jumped into for whatever reasons. And I think we have forgotten those reasons and that we needed to forget those reasons. Because if we knew what was going on in the game would be less fun and it would have less point to it. So I want to talk about dying one more time real quick before I sign off. I was thinking about like vegetables, like people that are vegetables, like like on life support, like your brain's gone, you're pretty much brain dead or whatever. Like people that are basically waiting to have the plug pulled on them. If you look at death as not really that big of a deal, but it's just sending someone back and to wherever they were, and then they have the option to like jump back into the game or whatever, then pulling the plug is to me not really that big of a deal. And death is more of a selfish thing. It's more about us than it is the person who's passed on. So yeah, if anything ever happens to me, pull that plug out, all right? Let me go and I'll come back. Anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. Take care.